Hi guys, I've got something really exciting to show you today. It's a Zinnydori Unicorn, a really beautiful vegan leather fauxdori from the shop Simple Heart. I did a review of another Zinnydori Unicorn about 6 months ago, but I wanted to show you this one as well because it's quite different. The previous one was standard size and it was blue. This one is personal size and it's rose gold, and it's from a new edition, like a new line of colors, and so there have been some changes. So the first thing is that it comes in this really nice pouch. You just get it like that. It's not an extra. She just sends them to you like this. And I have to say, the customer service from Zinia, who makes the Zinnydori's and owns the Simple Heart, it's Simple Heart at bigcartel.com. That's the shop, which I'll link below as well. She has amazing customer service. She's very active on Instagram. She also has a YouTube channel. I'll link all those below as well. And she's really, really nice and helpful. I had some questions about this and she did a periscope and went through all the different colors and talked about the textures, and she's awesome. So I highly recommend her. So it comes in this pouch, which is great because you can use this for holding washi tape and all other manner of planner supplies. And I really like the fact that it's not wrapped in plastic. Then when you take it out, there's this little note from Zinia, and her card is also in this. And then you have the Zinnydori. Ta-da! This one is rose gold, and I absolutely love it. She initially brought these out in 3 different colors. There was a pink one, a blue one, and a gold one. And now she's got a whole new line of colors. She's still got the original 3, but she's got all of these other colors as well. There's like a kind of pale lilac, which I really liked. This one, a lime green one, I think a yellow or an orange one, a red one, a like deep blue one. Really, really amazing colors. It's very difficult to choose. I'm kind of obsessed with rose gold, so I had to go with the rose gold one, but there is quite a selection, and that's in the personal size. In the standard size, there are a couple of other colors as well. I think that there are a lot of the same colors, and then there's also a silver one, I remember, and possibly some others that aren't in the personal size. So they come in 2 sizes, personal and standard size. I came to a realization of late, which is that standard size fauxdoris don't work for me. I think it's because I find the inserts too restrictive, in that you can only use standard size fauxdori Midori inserts, as opposed to say A5 fauxdoris where you can use Leuchtturm jot books or Moleskine cahiers, and personal size where I discovered to my great delight you can use A6 size notebooks. So I really like the personal size because I feel like they offer more flexibility in terms of inserts. I'll just show you a size comparison. This is my Love Doki Traveler's Notebook in personal size, so you can see what it looks like. The Zinnydori is a little bit narrower, a little bit shorter, and maybe a tiny, tiny bit wider, though hardly at all. But obviously the insert size will be the same. So just to go back to this is made from vegan leather, PU leather, and something that I really love about Zinia's shop is that she specifies that all of her fauxdoris are cruelty-free and no cows were harmed in the process. So that's something that I really like about it, is that she's very clear about that, because often it can be difficult to find information about whether a product is actually vegan friendly or not. And another thing that I like is that I think on Instagram she said that she's working towards like using some of the proceeds of her shop towards opening a shelter for street dogs, which I think is just absolutely awesome. So yay Zinia, she's fantastic. So I should mention first of all that this pen loop is an extra. So I've been using this for a little while already, and I'll talk about the pen loop more in a minute, but just before we go further, I wanted to clarify about the pen loop. So it's coming up, I'm not sure. It's not like completely true to life on camera. It's a little bit more pink than it's coming up on camera. I feel like on screen it looks a bit more silvery, but it is a really, really nice rose gold. It's slightly more understated than, for example, the Doki book Disc Agenda Diva, which I'll just bring for comparison. So this is the Disc Agenda Diva, and it's a different type of vegan leather in the first place. This one is Saffiano, and this one is a sort of smoother, slightly less textured, floppier leather, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So you can see that this one looks pinker, and that is true in real life. This one is a little bit more muted, so kind of a bit more platinum, I guess, or silvery, but still very much rose gold. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. I love it. It's got a white elastic, and it's attached at the spine, which I like. And then it's got these two holes here for the elastic, top and bottom. And this is a new addition that the previous run didn't have. It's got the Simple Heart logo on it, so it's the little girl with the dog. And it's not too obtrusive if you're worried about that. It doesn't really like kind of, you know, scream at you or interfere with it, with like the lines of it. It's just it's a nice detail, because I was a bit worried that would sort of like take over and be annoying, but it hasn't been at all. So before I open it, I'll just show you the stitching. It has beautiful stitching, and I love planners with stitching. I've mentioned that before. So really, really nice stitching. The stitching looks white. It's actually kind of hard to see. It sort of blends in with this, but I think it's white all the way around. Really, really nice, high quality. These are just fantastic quality, definitely. So when you open it, you get this amazing sight here. Pockets. I love these pockets. I think this is one of the things that sets the Zinnydori Unicorns apart. So just to be clear, Zinny has got two different types of fauxdoris on her shop. She has the standard Zinnydori, which is kind of like the basic Love Doki Traveler's Notebook, if you've seen my review of that. Or like, it's kind of runs along the sort of traditional Midori design where there's no stitching, no pockets, nothing like that, like very basic. And then there's the Zinnydori Unicorn, which has got pockets and stitching. So I love the Zinnydori Unicorn, definitely. And these pockets are one of the things that I really love about it. They have this awesome scallop design. So they're kind of like Chic Sparrow, I think, has pockets like this, but these ones are cruelty free, so yay. And so there's one pocket here, and this has the Simple Heart logo on it. And then there's a big pocket in here. So really, really a lot of pockets if you want to put in stickers and washi samples, or if you're using it as a wallet, because it's personal size, it would be good as a wallet, so debit cards and stuff like that. And then on the other side, there's a secretarial pocket. And you can see that this is quite thick. So this is like a double layer here. And these pockets as well, like kind of make it quite thick. So it feels nice and satisfyingly chunky, which is something that I really like in a fauxdori. The other thing I should mention about it is the amazing texture of the faux leather. Ah, look, so floppy. It's really like stretchy and bendy, and it just has a fantastic texture. It's kind of hard to describe, but it feels like very smooth and soft and squishy almost. So I just love this faux leather. If you compare it to the Love Doki one, the Love Doki one is quite rigid, so you can see that it bends a bit, but it feels like quite rigid, and there's no give to it really in terms of like kind of the actual feel, if that makes sense. Whereas this one is just like, it has this like very silky smooth feeling. There's a bit of texture, and you can see how there's some texturing visible there, but it feels quite smooth, and it's just really like squishy and floppy and awesome. But because it's like quite thick, it feels substantial, if that makes sense. So overall, I just think it's an excellent material, really, really nice material. And then it has 4 elastics on the inside, which I love because I'm extremely lazy and I don't like to have to, you know, put the elastic band around the inserts and then put them on. I like it when there are already 4 elastics here. Although I'm actually going to use this for something else and won't need all of these, but it's still nice to have it there. So I'll show you what that's like in a minute. And then this is the back, so you can just see a bit of the logo there. So the story with the pen loop is that Zinnia said that at the moment that it wasn't practical or it wasn't cost effective to put a pen loop on. She's considering it for future runs, but in the meantime, like as of now, there's no pen loop, but she sells pen loops in her shop. So these are really cool pen loops. I've never seen them anywhere else, they're from Korea. I mean, like the company is Korean. I've taken the packaging off, but they come in packs of 2 and they have a whole bunch of different colors. They come in like just a rainbow of colors and you can see them all in her shop. So I can't stand the thought of a planner without a pen loop. So obviously I had to have a pen loop on it. And these are kind of like the Leuchtturm pen loops in that they're adhesive, but they're very different in that they're made of a different material. So this is like it's some kind of plastic, which I vowed that I would try to avoid plastic as much as I could, but it's very, very hard when you're a planner addict. So for this, I thought like, okay, I'm getting a pen loop for it, but I'm going to use this forever and that like I won't be throwing this away. This is like going to become a permanent fixture, which is not an ideal solution, but anyway, I wanted to have a pen loop. So it has a kind of like stretchy, like somewhat flexible feeling, but it's not like the Leuchtturm ones, which are made out of like stretchy nylon. It feels more like a faux leather pen loop. And you can just like see all the different colors and pick one that you think would match and put it on, and then you have a pen loop. So I like this. It was very difficult to pick a color that went with the rose gold. This one and ivory were the 2 that I thought looked the best, and I went with this one in the end because I thought it's a nice contrast. So it's a good pen loop. It fits in. See, this is a metal friction pen, so it's quite thick and it fits that in absolutely fine. So it's a good pen loop, and you can just get them. It's quite easy because when you're ordering from the shop, you can just add in a pen loop. And I think that these pen loops look a lot nicer with this than the Leuchtturm ones do, because I had another one that I put a Leuchtturm pen loop on, and it has like the big plastic thing that you like where the adhesive goes, and I just didn't think it looked as nice. I think this one really looks like it goes well, so I'm happy with the pen loop there. And I'll just show you what it looks like with inserts. So this is a Happy Scrappy personal size insert. This is the Planner Addict Planner Nerd one, which I love, although I'm not using this as a planner, so don't have a use for this at the moment, but I just like to look in it and admire it because it's so cute. So we put that in, and then I'll just put in some of the other inserts that I'm using at the moment in this planner. This is my Cinephile, just so you can see what it looks like. Obviously you could technically put more inserts in than the 4, but if you just want to, you put 1 insert per elastic on, then it's 4. Which is the most that I've ever had in a fauxdori anyway. So this is what it looks like with 4 inserts. So you can see that there's still quite a bit of room on the side. There's like absolutely no overhang. I'm far from it. There's quite a lot of space. It's very satisfyingly chunky. So it fits the inserts really well. And the amazing thing that I discovered about it is something that I will show you now, and this has changed my life, because despite having a fauxdori buying habit, I really actually don't have that many uses for fauxdoris. I basically came to the conclusion that the only thing I use them for is my Cinephile. So for keeping notes about the like films and TV shows that we want to watch, that's all I can find a use for a fauxdori for, which makes me very sad because there are more and more vegan leather options for fauxdoris coming out now. Seems like in 2016 there have been quite a few really nice options that weren't around before, and so I'm like, oh, I have to try them. But I've actually come to the conclusion that I really don't have that much use for them. Just with my planning style, I've talked about this in other videos, I just can't find a use for them as planners. And so effectively it's sad because I can't really buy them because I don't have anything to do with them. But this, because of the pockets, behold, a revolutionary use. So because the personal size fits A6, this A6 Hobonichi fits perfectly in here, just in the secretarial pocket. So if you put it in like that, it looks really nice. It fits perfectly well. I mean, there's a bit of room. If I had the the standard A6 Hobonichi, instead of the avec version, it would be twice this thick, and then that would really fill it out beautifully. But this is absolutely fine as well. So you can do it like that, just have it in the secretarial pocket and then have it open like that. Or if you don't like seeing the empty, sad, unused elastics, you can put the other side through here, and then it's like a perfect notebook cover. It's just like the Hobonichi cover. So I've been trying it out like this for the last couple of days since this arrived in preparation for One Book July. And I will keep that a secret for now, but all will be revealed very soon in my One Book July initial setup video. I can't believe that One Book July is like rapidly approaching, but apparently it is. So I was so happy when I found this out, because all of a sudden this transformed a beautiful but somewhat useless fauxdori, which I can only use basically to switch in and out of my cinephile inserts. That's what I was going to use it for. I discovered that thanks to the pockets, I can use this as an A6 Hobonichi cover, or indeed a cover for any A6 notebook. And I don't really mind the fact that you've still got the elastics there, because I think on the outside it looks nice. It looks just like a fauxdori, but then when you open it, you have the option of using it as a notebook cover. So that really opened up a world of possibilities to me as a person with limited use for fauxdoris. But however you use it, it's just a really beautiful, like high quality, well-made vegan leather fauxdori, and Zinnia is fantastic. Just to give you an example of how awesome she is, I couldn't decide on the color of pen loop, and so she sent me on Instagram, she sent me individual pictures of what the rose gold would look like with all of the different colors of pen loops, and like she just volunteered to do that. So she's fantastic, really nice, very quick shipping, excellent communication. And if you order one of these on its own, then it's free shipping worldwide. So that's awesome as well. And she's shipping from Malaysia. So I really recommend checking out her shop. I am so happy with this, and you'll be seeing it a lot again in future, because I think it will feature in my One Book July setup. So I hope you found this useful. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.